All of a sudden, they're like, oh, forgot. The police, the New Jersey Police Department just got a new fleet of SUV-sized drones. How did that one slip my mind? Crazy. The drone situation over in the USA is getting absolutely bonkers, and it's even crazier now that the President-elect Donald Trump has commented on the situation, and so has the White House once again. Obviously, they came out recently and stated, we have absolutely no idea what these drones are, where they come from, if they're even human. But now, they've seemed to have kind of gone on a full 180 and, you know, commented some other things. But in case you don't know what on earth I'm talking about, here's a little news article to get you up to speed with everything that's going on thus far. Because, well, America seems to just have an infestation of drones absolutely bloody everywhere.
Eyes are glued to the skies in Nevada and across the country because of an ongoing wave of mystery drones that have been spotted for the past few weeks. Drone-like craft have emerged each night over highly populated areas and even in restricted airspaces.
Now, most are explainable, but some have stumped both law enforcement and the military. Chief Investigator George Knapp reports that this is not the first drone swarm in recent years and likely won't be the last.
Grace Omaha, technique kid, Rocco Peralta pass ability to launch Hilo ASAP.
In July 2019, more than 100 unknown objects buzzed and swarmed around 10 U.S. Navy warships 100 miles off the Pacific coast. The objects were documented on camera, on radar, and on thermal sensors.
Splash.
In multiple shapes and sizes, including huge wingless orbs with no detectable propulsion system. Just drones, no biggie, the Pentagon suggested. A few years earlier, when Navy pilots on the East Coast encountered unusual objects on a daily basis in their training ranges, the debunkers called them drones or balloons or both, certainly not UFOs. In the past few years, the all-purpose term drones has replaced swamp gas and weather balloons as the military's go-to explanation for unknown objects.
Now, what's obviously interesting about this whole situation are these drones, you know, that they're being touted as, are reportedly the size of SUV cars, right? Not only that, but these things are able to run for around 17 hours per day, which is unlike any drone that I've ever seen or known about, right? Because you've obviously got the whole situation with, you know, maybe hobbyists. Well, how did a hobbyist get a hold of a drone the size of an SUV? The biggest drone that I've ever seen is probably like those police ones that are absolutely huge, right? They're probably the size of a person. You know, an average like 5'8" person, right? I'm saying average because that's my height, and I refuse to believe that I'm shorter than the average man. And then also, you know, these things would run for about 20 minutes, you know, these like actual drones that I've ever seen. Not 17 hours pulling off some incredible stuff. And then, to top it all off, we've got US Air Force bases being shut down because these things are flying overhead. You can't make it up. And then, like, you know, obviously the whole situation's wild because the FBI has got involved. It all started over New Jersey, so the New Jersey Police Department have got involved. The White House even put out a statement all saying, we have no idea what these things are. But there appears to be, you know, a bit of a switch up because the White House has put out a statement saying that, you know, they claim that these drones are operating legally and lawfully. Now, whether I believe that's the case or not, you know, that's not what we're here for, but this is what's being reported on the news.
Told us moments ago, and he said, quote, the sightings to date include a combination of lawful commercial drones, hobbyist drones, and law enforcement drones, as well as manned fixed-wing aircraft, helicopters, and even stars that were mistakenly reported as drones. He goes on to say, we have not identified anything anomalous or any national security or public safety risk over the civilian airspace in New Jersey and or in other states in the Northeast.
I mean, it's just cap, right? It's just cap. Like, I'm sorry, but I've been following this really closely over on my other YouTube channel, Laney and Ben, right? Where I do all sorts of alien stuff. And this is not hobbyists. This is not commercial, and this is not police stuff. Because if it were police drones, why were the police department coming out and saying, we don't know what these things are? Why are the FBI investigating it if it's just that? And why are the White House now commenting stating that they don't know where these are from? All of a sudden, they're like, oh, forgot. The New Jersey Police Department just got a new fleet of SUV-sized drones. How did that one slip my mind? Crazy. But President-elect Donald Trump has also commented on the situation. Basically kind of backing up what's already been said. I'm sure he's probably been prepped to say something like this, but here we go.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, they happen to be over Bedminster. They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on it.
Have you been
Do you have any reason to think they're a threat?
Right, so obviously then we go on to something else, right? But, I mean, he's not wrong, right? We saw it last year when the surveillance balloons from China went over Canada and went over America. Those things were shot down really quick. Whereas these things, although like the police departments and all the rest of it and the FBI have tried to capture these drones, they've been unsuccessful in doing so. Which again adds this like level of suspense. But Donald Trump there obviously stating that their president knows, the president of the USA knows, and the military know, and he doesn't understand why they're not just telling people. I mean, it begs the question of why? But then, on the flip side to that, Donald Trump's asked, have you had an emergency briefing on this situation? Like, have you heard anything about this? And he's like, oh yeah, I prefer not to comment on that. It's a little bit like, you giveth and then you taketh away. It's like you reel out that little bit of trust and then it's like, oh, I'll take that back. But if you take a look at some of the drone sightings that are coming out of New Jersey recently, they are pretty wild. Like, they are actually mental. I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. And the way that these things are moving are not human. And then, there's also strange reports going on of people's radios playing up when they're around, or them making these like impossible maneuvers that like even drones like that kind of size would struggle to do. So yeah, I guess we're kind of, we're no further forward with understanding what these drones are. But what do you guys think about the whole situation? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, be sure to jump to get the hell out of that like button, subscribe if you're new, tickle my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload to the channel, and until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.